So last week we looked at a combined 11 of the youngest players to have made an appearance in the Premier League this season. Now let's take a look at a combined 11 of the oldest players. Julian Speroni. I honestly don't have a clue how Julian Speroni is still in the Premier League. When he made his Crystal Palace debut in the top flight, it was 14 years ago and he looked like an Iron Maiden tribute act. The Argentine is still at Selhurst Park and was wheeled out against Arsenal at the age of 38 in December. He conceded 3 times as the club lost 3-2. It might have been his last game for the club. Bruno. When you think of the name Bruno, it might induce traumatic flashbacks to that time you were stuck in front of a cinema screen and had Sacha Baron Cohen exposing himself inches from your face. I almost needed therapy. Not just 2009's answer to Borat, Bruno is also a veteran right back for Brighton. His last appearance was in a 2-0 defeat to West Brom last month at the age of 37. Gareth McAuley. Briefly assuming the club captaincy recently after Johnny Evans' antics abroad, Northern Ireland international Gareth McAuley is still going at the age of 38, having signed for West Brom in 2011. Currently the oldest outfield player to have stepped foot on the pitch this season, as he helped his side go 3-2 down against Southampton. DAMIEN DELANEY. You might look at Crystal Palace's attacking talent and wonder what the hell they're playing at, stuck in a relegation battle for most of the season. Then you remember they've been playing a 36-year-old man at centre back. DAMIEN DELANEY, old enough to be Loftus-Cheek's dad, well if they were from Blackpool maybe, has been at Selhurst Park since 2012 but has played just 9 times for the Republic of Ireland. Paul McShane has played 33. PATRICE EVRA. PATRICE EVRA is back in the Premier League. It wasn't the return he'd probably have hoped for though. Being tossed into the fray at Anfield, he spent his West Ham debut getting torn asunder by the Liverpool fans, probably for the grave offence of daring to report Luis Suarez for alleged racism 7 years ago and watching on as the Reds scored 4. Dean Whitehead. Dean Whitehead had not played Premier League football for 5 years and probably thought that chapter of his career was over when he linked up with Huddersfield Town at the age of 34. But no, the former Sunderland midfielder was 35 years old when he played in a 3-1 home defeat to Chelsea. Don't expect to be seeing him anytime soon though. Michael Carrick. When Michael Carrick linked up at Old Trafford in August 2006, signed as Roy Keane's heir, many spat out their cereal and claimed he wouldn't last 6 months at the club. Well, it's 12 years later and he's still there. At the age of 36, the club captain made his first Premier League appearance of the season in a 1-0 defeat at his hometown club, Newcastle United. Gareth Barry. You'd have to feel this season is Gareth Barry's last in the Premier League, and what a sour note to end on. The man with the record number of appearances in the Premier League and without a relegation to blemish his CV is probably going to experience his first one. This is what Alan Pardew does to a man's career, everybody. Peter Crouch. For a man to have been in the Premier League for as long as he has, it seems crazy to think Peter Crouch has not been relegated since 2005. That illustrious stat is in grave danger of being thrown out the window thanks to the genius mastermind that is Paul Lambert and the expert finishing of Saido Berahino. Crouch, who has scored over 100 league goals, not bad for a human stepladder, was 37 years old when he played against Bournemouth earlier this month. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Let's be honest, Zlatan Ibrahimovic returning to Old Trafford was just a big waste of time for all concerned. He signed a new deal because he felt he had unfinished business. Right, well what he's done instead is use the club as a free health clinic for pretty much the entire season, watched on as his colleagues stumbled to a highly probable second place finish, and at 36 years of age just expect him to be off to the MLS in the summer. Jermain Defoe. This hasn't been the season Jermain Defoe would have hoped for. Selfishly, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd have swapped last season for this one. Rather than score 3 goals and stay up, he'd probably take the 15 goals he bagged last term and go down. At least that way he'd probably be booking the plane ticket to Russia. At the age of 35, I'd say that man has probably played his last game for England, and if Bournemouth do end up tumbling into the Championship, because let's face it, it's still a possibility, this could be his last season in the top flight. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.